You out for a rip, are you, bud?
Good morning.
It's cold. It's chilly.
It's crazy. Literally, the last couple of videos on Crocker Life, we were talking about how hot it is.
Yeah.
Now, a little chilly.
Well, it'll be hot here in about an hour. It's warms up pretty quick. I already drank my coffee. My tummy's not doing too well this morning, so I'm not going to drink anymore.
So you put a little splash of real creamer in it.
I haven't used real creamer in a long time, and I put a little bit of it, and I think kind of got my belly moving. And then also, I put milk in it too, and I think the milk was towards the end of being expired.
Oh.
So.
Probably that more than...
I think it's both. I feel, when you eat something, you feel it in your stomach, and you know what it is that messes... Y'all get that, or is that just me? I can feel that it's like chocolate. Not the poop.
I know.
The creamer. And I can
exactly.
You don't ever feel that way?
No.
I can tell you exactly what I ate that messed me up because I feel it on the inside.
Wow. You're just very in tune.
I am.
Yeah.
I am very in tune. This is too much to talk about, but I can make myself poop and I can make myself pee. I'm very in tune with my body. I told you I'm built different. I can just think about it and I can go make myself. Anyways, if you guys haven't had Work Life coffee, go check it out.
Yeah.
The coffee's great. Just don't put creamer in it.
No.
But yeah,
that breeze is.
It's chilly right now.
I literally just looked at my watch and it said that the high today is 76, so it's not going to be spices.
76?
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, go check out Work Life Coffee if you haven't. Just worklifecoffee.com. And then if you use the code CROCKERS for the night shift, a 4-pack, you get the fourth one free. So technically you're only paying for 3.
Y'all know.
Literally, you're still drinking. We already drank a whole pot full, but then I filled the pot full. So that creamer not doing me too well. But we did our first live chat last night in 3 months. It said 3 months. It could be closer to 4. I don't know.
It feels like it was so much longer than 3 months, but at the same time, I don't know, whenever you used to do them all the time and then you go 3 month span.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was very surprised
that who jumped in and how many people jumped in. And even like Cold Beer was like, dude, I missed these.
Yeah.
I've thought about it and I feel bad thinking this way, but it's the truth and it's the honest truth. I feel like I lost the ways of YouTube over the last year. But I feel like I had lost myself over the last year, 2 years. So I kind of had to lose the ways of it to find myself, to find peace and all that. And
you kind of have to like step back anyway to like learn how to handle things or I don't know, just yeah.
And I've learned boundaries with people. I've learned boundaries with where to call the line at the end of the day for work. I've learned boundaries in every aspect of eating better. It's very my life is segmented, I guess, in a way. I don't know. Either I fully focus on YouTube and will do very well on YouTube, but it kind of messes everything else up. Or I have to let YouTube kind of go to the side and I can get everything else in line. And
it's that work-life balance that I think...
That's why we have Work-Life Coffee night shift.
See? No, I mean, I think a lot of people can relate that.
Yeah, but...
I know it's just like we say YouTube, but you can apply it to the work-life balance. It's a very hard thing.
But it's even harder when you do YouTube. And let me explain. If you're working at the hospital and you leave, you're not at the hospital no more. Mm-hmm. YouTube is our entire life. And say if we work all day building, well, guess what has to happen at night for a video to come out? Then you got to edit. Then you want to look through comments because we don't want to miss y'all's good comments. And then you do get bad comments. And then not only that, YouTube is a business, so then you're looking at product review emails, you're looking at all these things, how to build your channel, you're looking at, I used to do research all the time. How is YouTube acting today? How does the algorithm work? What's pushing? How often do I need to post? What type of content? I used to do even more where it's like filming the cinematic-y stuff and coming up with skits. We don't even do skits because it's too much work to me right now, to where you lose all that. And again, any job can be that way, and there's a lot of jobs that are, and I'm not saying, I'm only going to go off of what we do. And so like a nurse, yes, you may not physically be there, but you will mentally bring it home. If there's something that happened that you just can't forget about, or something's coming up, you have to try to figure it out, or every job has that. It's just when YouTube is literally built off of your life, and you have to work to make content, physically work, and then edit the content, and then figure out how to, it consumes your entire day, all day, every day. And if you take a day off, you're behind.
Yeah.
So that's where I had to draw the line of having a boundary. And then it's like the video we talked about the other day about boundary with YouTube channels or viewers or whatever it is, and then that will consume you. And then boundary with just your friends, knowing
if you don't have a boundary, then that consumes you. I think that's the healthy thing that we've learned.
Yeah.
Is you set the boundary, you see how people react, and then, like you said, mental note.
Yeah, it's
and it's okay.
Yeah, everything you have to learn how to.
You got something in your eye.
You baby. It's okay. I don't feel it. We'll leave it as is right now. Everything is an action, and then you have to learn how to react to that action of what you do. Then you have to learn to other people's reactions of that action, and then you have to watch their actions to see how they react. That's how my brain works. But if we do something and someone doesn't like it, how do they react to it? If we do something that we don't like that we did, how are we going to react to it? How are we going to react to something that we don't even know about that someone does to us or about us? Or if they don't have lumber for the day and we can't build, how do we react? Okay, are we just like, well, we're not doing anything today, I'm mad, we don't have anything to do? Or there's always something to do. Do you jump to the next thing and figure it out? Or do you come up with a new thing to do? This is all common sense, but it's easy to forget in the moment when you're frustrated with something because of how you react to an action.
What you looking at?
Oh, it's a little bird on the Jeep. I saw something going. I was like, what? Am I seeing stuff? Is that the thing in my eye? I'm seeing things.
I'm just like looking at it.
No, leave me alone.
It's just in the corner. How do you not feel that? Look that way. Look at them beady eyes. Look. Wait, look.
But I can't, because then I can't see it. So it's over here if I look that way?
Yeah, I think it's gone now. Whatever.
Probably sawdust, dirt, who knows?
Probably rust from that pole.
Yeah, probably just spitting in my eye at night.
My spit wouldn't have...
Hot to it. That's the viral thing going around. Or was. I guess that's probably over and done now. That's... Whatever. But I guess the best thing about all this is I've truly found peace. I really have. And it's when you have things to be thankful for, the other stuff really doesn't matter. And when I have been frustrated with everything around here a lot. Nothing is going right. Nothing's going well. Yeah. Everything's taking way longer. I have no control over getting stuff done that I don't have control over. That's why we do it yourself everything, because if it's not done, it's on us. But at least we know that. Yeah. There's nothing worse than waiting around for somebody and then you're waiting around for nothing, really. So it is all getting taken care of, hopefully, is what we're told. And we've gotten building materials ordered, and
you guys would be so proud.
Oh yeah. And I guess it's another thing too, when you're spending thousands upon thousands of dollars for something and then you can't even do anything. It's frustrating. It's like literally like go buy a car and then just look at it in the driveway, but being like, I can't drive it, I'm waiting for them to give me the key. And they're like, we'll give you the key tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you don't hear anything, and then you don't get the key, and then you're just looking at it, but you can't do anything, and you spent all this money, and you've waited so long to get it, and you just can't do anything. And it's like, I don't know if this
especially if you need the car to like drive to work.
You can't do the next step until you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a universe teaching me patience or what. But I don't know what the lesson here is yet. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of the positive in the situations. And again, just be grateful for what you have, and then the rest don't matter at the end of the day. And I'm very grateful for what we have here. And I have a different way of looking at stuff, I guess. But I've been looking at the front fence that we did, the cedar, and every day I like it more and more and more. But there's a tree that we had cut down. It's over there on that side. And I look at it, I'm like, well, what if that was a bush? And then we had our landscaping come out. That would look really good. So if we had a bush right there, like a tree, like a little shrub, and that was part of our landscape, man, that would look good. And then it puts that in my head that's like, okay, well, if we can't do this, let's go make that look better. That doesn't cost a lot of money or time or effort, but sometimes it's the little things like that that's such a big morale boost that get you ready for the bigger things. We knocked out 300 feet of fence. You guys haven't seen the end of it. I filmed it, but I haven't done it. I was going to put a video out yesterday, but we were like, we'll just go live. And so doing that was a big morale boost because now that's over and done with. It's that something
stretch.
Yeah, it's something that we've needed for a minute. It's something that is just something to mark off of our plate.
And honestly, like how fast
for how we do fencing.
Yeah, how fast it was done. I was very proud.
Well, if there's anything, I work best when I need to prove a point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I work really good when I want to prove a point, and I don't know what's going to happen today. Our whole weekend is completely changed from what we thought, and we may work on some more fencing. We may go clear some stuff in the back. We may work on the front fence. I don't know. And normally I'd be kind of stressing because I was like, oh, okay, well, this is going to happen, so we'll film it. This will come out Monday. We're good. We're going to work on this project. This will come out this day. We're good. We'll do this.
Yeah, that is also the problem whenever you are hiring things out and you're on somebody else's schedule. It's like when you're told one thing and you're like, okay, so you'll plan out your videos, which again is the job. You'll plan it out for the week. But when that falls through, it's like, oh.
Well, and then you're trying to plan around that so you can do other things and then, help other people or go somewhere or do, even down to like, how are we going to get an oil change on our car if we need to be here to handle people coming out working, and then they don't come out. It's stuff like that to where like we were tied down here for a week and then heard nothing. To where it's like, well, I got stuff to do, and then all right, well, we made plans to help some people out doing stuff, and then they're like, hey, we'll be out Monday. Well, sorry, I got stuff to do. Well, then they're like, well, that's when we can come out. Well, great. Well, I waited a whole week.
Yeah.
You figure it out at this point. So now I'm at the point where I don't care what it is in life. I told Danielle this yesterday. I'm not going to be the one suffering. I'm going to put my boundaries up, and you're going to work on my time now. And I don't care if that's friendships, people, YouTube, whatever. You're on my time now. And I'm way more peace now because why should I be the one to suffer when I don't feel like I did anything wrong?
Well, that's what we kind of give the time.
Yeah.
At first, and then
at that point, sorry, tough luck. You're on my time now.
Yeah.
So it's like I've told some people recently, I'm a nice guy till I'm not. And I will always be a nice guy till you make me not a nice guy. And you don't want to see the bad side because I'm the type, I could cut in a moment and be done. Like, I'm the type that's...
Well, that's what it's like. It can be painted as a bad thing, but then it's also, again, like a
paint me up. I don't care. I'll be Mona Lisa. Paint me how you want. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to...
It's not bad.
No.
That's the thing is, especially if you, like... You give someone the opportunity to rise up, and then you set the boundary, and then you're firm with it, and then that's not making you a bad. That's not like I can be a bad guy. That's not a bad guy. That's at the end of the day, you got to do what's.
I will be painted as a bad guy, but I don't really care. I'm just. I guess I get it now when you see like the old man that just does not care. And I'm more of that every day. And it's because I've learned in life, one, you can't count on people. The only person you can count on is yourself. You're part of me. We are connected legally and financially. And
in love, baby. And emotionally.
Yeah, those things too. The only person you can count on is yourself, and no one ever will have the same expectations as you do. Everyone has different expectations for different things, and I've learned you just can't have expectations for people because you will always be let down. And whether that's hiring something out, going to a job, doing something, whatever it may be, if you're going to do something, do it without an expectation and this is not the right way to think, but this is how I think now. Just know at any point someone will screw you, and you just have to be okay with that. And you do what you're going to do, and do it with your whole heart, no matter what. But when something happens, then at that point you can decide to change if you want your thoughts. But do it with no expectations.
I think
like wrap it up what I'm trying to say. What do you think I'm trying to say?
Well, no, it's like what I've whenever we first got together, I've kind of noticed too, and I said it too, is like the problem is you hold
the same standard.
Yeah, like as you hold yourself to, and that's just not reality. One, because everybody's reality is different in general too, like how you see one thing might be different.
That's one thing I've learned with Danielle is even though your point of view could be right and my point of view could be right, and we can both think the other person's wrong because everyone sees it in a different light. The same situation could be taken multiple different ways, even though, and no one's wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone just perceives something different, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow because I'm like, no, I'm right. Like, what are you talking about? No, I'm right. And then she's like, no, that's not how it went. I'm like, yes, it is. She's like, no, this is how it went. And when you have the open mind of seeing the other person's side and being like, I understand that. I understand how you can see that. We're both right and we're both wrong. And if we both can agree to that, then you can move forward and understand. This is something that I've told Danielle and friends and stuff too, is if I ever do something and you think I'm doing it at a spy or whatever, just or if I did something intentionally, just know my intentions are always good. As you guys can tell, the way I am, maybe my words don't come out the way I think they do, or maybe my face doesn't look the way I think, or the tone of voice. I get it all the time where people are like, dude, you're rude to your dogs. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, you're like, stay. But I'm just more of like, I just mean like, hey, stay. But it comes off more as stay, or something like that. That's just but look how good they're acting. They're still in there and they're good. Yeah. The way people take how I am a lot of times can be different than how I think I'm portraying it. Or what I mean, how I truly mean it.
Based off of not necessarily you, but also like their
perception of it.
Yeah, just their life in general.
Yeah.
But so what would be what we're waiting on? Their perspective.
Oh, they think I'm an a-hole. Can't please Jason.
Yeah.
Well, you can if you're not here.
Yeah.
No. The thing too, I'm trying to beat around the bush on this. I understand people are busy, and I understand we're not the only priority. But as a customer, I want to feel like I am a priority. I don't have to be top priority. I just want to feel like I am a priority. And it's like anything really. Whether it's something with Danielle and I, or friends, or business, or whatever, I just want to be knowledgeable. And that could be down to the fact of some people think this is controlling, but it's not. It comes from a caring point of view. Every time you leave, what would I like?
Whenever I make it to my destination, just, hey, I made it here safe.
Yeah. When you're on vacation with your grandma and I don't trust you, what do I like?
Oh, just
to be updated.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Well, that's how I am too with you. If I don't,
well, yeah. But I'm the one that gets perceived in a bad way.
Yeah. Well, say if I'm at work and I know you're here working, but it's
she's like, "Who are you with? What are you doing?"
I'm just like, oh, it's been a while since I've heard from Jason. Just more so safety thing. I just want to know that because you're out here by yourself too, and then my mind starts going crazy if I don't hear from you. I'm just like. I just need to know you're okay. Yeah. It's not like a control thing. And I think people get that.
Yeah, but it's also with like, say friends, for instance. You can have a disagreement. Mm-hmm. I just want to know how you feel about it. That type of thing. You can go a while without talking, texting, hanging out. But it feels good when, like, Jeremy calls and I'm like, oh, Jeremy's calling. Ignore that one. No, I'll pick up and I'm like, say, hey, buddy, just what y'all been up to? You know? And it's like, that's like a good feeling to know. It's like, oh, maybe he felt like maybe we've just been busy. Mm-hmm. Hey, is something wrong? We haven't talked in a little bit, or whatever the case may be. I don't know how he truly feels or why he's calling.
Well, you just missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's more of just like, hey, whatever. And then there's people out there like friends, like Brandon, SV Thunder Road. Sometimes I'll text him every single day. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes we'll go 3 months and not text at all. Heck, we went, I think, from the time I moved to Oklahoma, I didn't see Brandon until Shoot Dang Ranch. Yeah. And whenever he came up, we stayed up all night talking. Yeah. And we went for years without seeing each other. Mm-hmm. But the moment it's back, you're back. But as a friend, you're busy, I'm busy, we're doing stuff. I mean, we text and stuff and throughout the time, and we just didn't see each other for a long time. And it's just more of, you have different relationships with different people. But if I know you really well, then it's cool to not hear from you because I know we're good. But if it's a business or a friendship or whatever, and I don't really know you, then I don't know your intentions. I don't know how you feel. If I hire someone to do something, I don't hear from her a week, I think I'm ghosted. I'm going to hire someone else. If it's a friendship that you're really not comfortable with and something happened and you don't hear from them, then I'm just like, oh, well, then they think, screw this guy. It's all about how you handle things, like I said earlier, the way you react to an action. And unless you have a really good track record with someone for a long time, you don't know. And I'm just always going to think the worst because it's just the way it is. That's unfortunately.
Well, that's not true. You don't think the worst until it's shown.
No. I think the worst. Like, say, if we hire someone out here for a week, I'm like, well, they ain't coming back. Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side is the fact that you gave them a week. So
correct.
So that's what I'm saying is not right at first. You're thinking the worst.
Once time goes by,
you gave them the time, and then after that,
then I'm like, okay, I'm thinking the worst.
Yeah, which is, I think, right. I don't know.
I think that's justified.
That's the word I'm looking for.
And it is one of those things where I'm a big believer, other than cheating, I'm a big believer in second chances. I'm a big believer in apologies. I'm a big believer in if you could admit you did wrong, because I don't think a lot of people can. I think if you can admit you're wrong, I can move forward and I can forget. There's instances recently that it was a
Lucy.
That might even be lowrider.
Oh.
Lowrider's the same way over a bed. But there's been an incident recently where there was a miscommunication through text, and I misunderstood it, and the other person misunderstood it. Then we talked in person, and we were like, "Oh, you had a miscommunication. I had a miscommunication. This is what it is. Hey, we're good. If you're good, I'm good. Cool. Walk away. Done. And absolutely no problem." So it's stuff like that if you can admit, hey, I messed up, I'm willing to admit that. Hey, you messed up, I'm willing to admit that. Yeah. Then I can walk away. But if I'm like, hey, I admit this, and then the other person's like, then I'm like, bah. So I'm at the point in my life where I don't care if it's an individual. I don't care if it's a business. I don't care if it's a YouTube person. I don't care if it's someone that's been watching for the last 7 years. If you do me wrong and you purposely know you do me wrong and you seem to not care, I can cut you off and act like you never existed. And I don't care who or what that is. Yeah. I'm very good at that.
You say you're at the point of that, which actually, again, back to, it was like, I think...
Don't tell me how I think.
Just from how you used to be to now you give more of a grace period.
Now?
Yeah.
Well, because I used to give a huge grace period, and then I just felt like I got screwed all the time. So then I got to a point where it's just like, nope, done, bye.
Nothing. And I think you found
I've met in the middle.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a reasonable person, even though some would probably say I'm not.
Yeah, anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. They've been very good. We've been training them.
A lot of people were saying, too... Sorry, I interrupted you. Now, like... we need to have the guard dogs out to protect the livestock. One, they'll roam. Yes, and that's how they protect too. They roam and get all the coyotes away. But we are now hunting season. Yeah. Everybody around us hunts. If you're a hunter, you know what it's like. We're trying to protect them, the dogs themselves, and then also we do have neighbors now. Yeah. That. If our dogs go get into their stuff, that's a problem.
And we don't want their dogs here either.
Yeah.
Which we don't have a problem with the animals, clearly. But
so no matter what, the greater scheme of, yes, they do protect from coyotes.
But if we can't keep them in our yard, then they have to be...
They have
to be put up at night.
Yeah. It's dangerous for them. Yeah. Hunting season. Also, trying to be respectful neighbors. All the things.
It's responsible all the way around.
Yeah.
We're being responsible for the dogs, and we're being responsible for our surroundings.
Yeah, they aren't guard dogs anymore.
Not anymore.
They haven't
been in a long time.
So they are pet
So now we're doing the transition. That seems to be the theme this day and age. They are transitioning
to
what they are now.
So.
And we're okay with that. And
that's why, too, that type of training, the pet training wasn't a thing because it's different. So now
it's either that or get rid of them.
Yeah.
So we're trying to be responsible. They were our responsibility.
Yeah.
And we are training them to be pets. And if they can't, then we're going to have to rehome them to a farm, ranch, or whatever. So we're trying our best. We took on the responsibility to be their owners, and we're going to do everything we can. But if it gets to the point where they will continually get out, then at that point we'll have to do the responsible thing and not allow that and rehome them to a farm, a ranch, or whatever. So we're just trying to be responsible, which is pretty wild for us to even think.
we're a couple responsible people.
Yeah. But they have been doing really well. And they're doing absolutely great. They've truly have been wonderful, not perfect, but wonderful since the training. They've been doing very good. Cowboy actually knows how to sit now. They'll actually stay. When Danielle did it, I want her to do it again here in a little bit. It went very, very well.
Yeah.
So I feel very confident, and to each their own. If you don't like it, hey, you got your own dog.
We're doing what's best.
Yeah, and if y'all have learned anything from us, we're going to do what we think is right, whether anyone else likes it or not. This is our life, and if you don't like it, there's 800 other YouTube channels you could watch with the same type of stuff.
That's true. But there is only one Jason Crocker.
There is, and I don't think this world can handle another. So we will catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate y'all. Again, thanks so much for everyone that jumped in the live chat.
Yeah,
anybody that watches these.
More often.
Yeah. Anybody that watches these, especially to the end, thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone that went over and ordered Payne County Rust,
yeah.
Thank you. It does financially, it means nothing to us.
Yeah, but we just love it so much, and
that we want to spread the joy of it. And not only does it help a small business, it also shows you guys what a good product is. So from now till Tuesday, if you use the promo code Crockers at checkout, just throw a extra seasoning of rust no matter what you're buying. Throw a seasoning of rust, and then use the code Crockers, and you'll get it for free.
But if you're not buying the pickles, you're messing up.
Yeah, buy some pickles, buy some rust. And
pickles.
If I had to say what to get, I would say grab a pickle, the non-spicy, unless you like spice. Then I would get the rust, because that goes on everything.
Yeah.
And then the Hog's Bane barbecue sauce. If you had to get a minimal order,
those are the things.
At least one of those.
Yeah.
But all three is a perfect combo.
Yeah.
And we're not paid at all to do that. So yeah. Hopefully you guys have a great day. We're going to get our day started. Hopefully it'll stay a little on the cooler side.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we'll get into, but you guys will see it at some point. So, all right, guys. Bye.